Be So Light. Welcome, welcome in. Like, subscribe, hit the like button, and do all those things that you know what to do. Welcome on in. Welcome to Be So Light Tribe. I know everyone's either out traveling or they're at home or mm, out in the beautiful sunlight. I was out there earlier. Ah, it's 4:04. Where's the time going, everybody? Does anybody know? So in our private group, we're done. If this is your first time here, welcome on in. I am your Galactic Spiral Light Priestess, Makala. And there's just some really interesting things going on. Like today I had picked some cleavers. So I had to get some cleavers. And remember when I was on not too long ago? I thought it was very interesting when I asked for someone to pick a number between what I asked for. Nobody was saying anything, but it was still showing me that there was two people in house watching, but nobody wanted to say who was in. Hi, lovely. And I thought it was really interesting because usually the ones that are watching me are the ones that will not do anything because they don't want me to know that they're watching me. So whatever. If it makes you feel safe that way, then fine. Whatever. Don't care anymore. Whatever. What matters to me is that everyone who is in the group. We completed our 10-day challenge of moving through our wave spell portal work of 10 days. Yes. Powerful. Now, I always tell people when you start, I always tell them you get what you put into it. If you showing up every day, you're doing the challenges, you're doing the homework, you're doing all the things, you're doing the journal promptings, you're watching the videos, you're doing the meditations, you're doing all the things that help activate you, you're going to see results. But if you're one of the people that comes in and you're just like, oh, I'll watch, oh, I missed it today, oh, I missed this day, I missed that day, then you playing catch up when all the energy was already set, and now you're trying to build momentum from catch up. So, but guess what? You get to do it again in May. You get to have another 10-day in May. Because right now, we're going to be real quiet. Not super quiet. We're going to integrate because we just did all this work. So let me go over this and prepare you for other stuff that's getting ready to come. If you're not paying attention. And let me tell you something. Your activations right now are needed. So we are in, I gotta flip it. Okay, so we just finished this from yesterday. Okay, so the last day that we did the 10-day portal work was April 3rd. Okay, so we're finished with that. And the solar moon intention is done. Okay, so now we're done. Now, lovelies, we get to sit in the manifestation. So now this is the manifestation part. Now, I want you to pay attention to something. Here's the picture. Okay. So now we're going into planetary moon and manifestation. There is not one X on here for any portal work. Not one. Not one. Yeah. Not one. We have little rainbow. We have some, markers, but there is not one activational portal on here. So we're using the numbers, doing the 4-4. So like today's the 4-4 energy. So that is a good thing. But this is where it gets like, wow. So what did you put forward? Okay. So right here it says planetary moon and manifestation is going to be from April 4th, which is today, till May 1st. And this one is perfect, produce, manifestation. Life will give you whatever experience is most helpful for the evolution of your consciousness. How do you know this is the experience you need? Because this is the experience you are having in this moment. So if you're having magical moments and manifestations and things are coming along and pop, 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 you're doing really good with that, then yeah, you're going to be, moving into that energy of it. So let's bring up the board. So what does that all mean, what we are right now? I'm going to tell you what it means. It means you better watch everything you say. You better pay attention to where you're putting your energy, where you're going, what you're doing. Why is it doing? You know what? Do this. There. So pay attention to where you're going, what you're doing. This is that opening point. Plus it's a 10, which is going to match the year, the end year. So you set your intention, now you're in the ether of the manifestation of it. Okay, what's going to be showing itself? Because after this comes the liberation. So this is going to accelerate like crazy. So I've just been sitting with spirit and doing my work, and I want to talk about something. So today we're in the Yellow Crystal Warrior. I thought this was appropriate. Why I labeled it the Blue Lemurian Calcite. Okay? Let's tell you something. So, hold on. Let me grab this. Let me put this over here. So today, with us being in the Yellow Crystal Warrior, I dedicate in order to question universalizing fearlessness. I seal the output of intelligence with the crystal tone of cooperation. I am guided by the power of elegance. So we do have a rune, and here's the message underneath that. And it says the law of physical manifestation is a micro principle of the conscious stage of self-evolution of the universe as a work of art. Alpha, Alpha, Profound, Satnat, we are at gate 108. And then mental sphere is pre-consciousness. It's in the back of the head. And the first time dimension is the cosmic creation. So on the full moon day, I was like, I put in for something. First I was going to wait, and Spirit told me not to wait. Go ahead and get it because you're going to be using it. And I said, oh, well, okay. So I went ahead, and on Sage Goddess, they had the blue. Look at this. Lemurian, look at that. Calcite. There's just something about this when you get it. Look at this. Look at that deep blue. Look at this, the eye. And it's kind of set in a spiral. This almost looks like a photograph of like continents on here. Look at this. Look at the bottom. Look how gorgeous that is. Let me tell you something. Ever since I ordered it, and when I got it, I cannot stop touching it. One of the key factor things that it likes to do is work with your nervous system. Lemurian blue calcite works with your nervous system. This is a 3 to 4 inch sphere. Okay. Absolutely love this. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at this. So when you get something like this, of course I have it sitting next to, yes, I have it sitting next to a, I want to say a garden quartz, because it has a window in it and it has it's stacking like a triangle inside of it, all naturally done. Beautiful. And that's probably one of the first spheres I've ever gotten, you know, whatever purchase, and it's over 20 years old or so. But this is something, if you need to work on the nervous system, this is the one that's going to be really good. Just like the blue Caribbean calcite. That's another one that works really good. But here's the thing. When you're working with this, you're working with the heart, you're working with the throat, okay? You're working with throat, you're working with heart, you're working with third eye, you're working with the crown connection. That's what it connects to. And it connects to the element of water. All about water. Now, being that I know what my soul nature is and who I am, where I come from, Maldek and then Menataka, those planets were water. Earth, this earth was water. And I am that type of person. I'm not going to get in your water if I can't see the flipping bottom of it. I need to see the bottom. I need to see clear, pristine water. That's what I'm used to. I'm not one that you will find going into all the waters at the beaches, going way out in the middle. Oh, hell, nope. Can't see the bottom. Nope, not going to happen. Same with your like lakes and stuff. If I can't see the bottom, no, you're not going to see me. No, nope, nope, no. You'll see me on the side, you know, doing some water things, but you're not going to see me like in the middle of it. No, unless I have to be cruising on it or something and doing that. But no, it has to be clear. And in Puerto Rico, when we have our sacred ceremonies in our sacred ceremonial areas, and we go out to the waters, you can see the bottom. I don't have no problem there. I'll walk my butt right on out there. Do my medicine. Yes. But no, if I can't see the bottom, forget it. No, not gonna happen. So the blue that I've been seeing for over a year and a half, this blue color, I just couldn't put my finger on it. And when I see this is the blue of the waters. This is the blues that I've been seeing. And I'm like, God, it's that pristine blue. It's crystal clear. It captures everything in its blueness. So this is working with your connection with the people of Lemuria. So it runs code. So I just want you to know, when you get something like this, you're going to pair it up with your Lemurian seeds. And it works even really good with a labradorite. Yes, I know. Take a breath. I know. I know. So, and it aids in intuition, dreaming, and visionary and consciousness, reduces stress and fear, opens emotional blockages, and aids in emotional maturity and promotes higher consciousness. Now, it does a lot more when you're working with it. So, I showed you the smaller piece that I have that kind of started it off when I got the tumble part, the palm one. And I was just like, wow, this is a really nice feeling. And then when I saw that she had these, I just said, okay, well, which one? I said, I want a bigger one because I want to pair it up with one of my bigger ones, same size. And so it was a good investment. When I went on it, I said, there's got to be a coupon. I need like 25% off discount. And there was a discount available, which was really good. So it kept it right under 80, kept it right at like 85. But it's worth it. It's so worth it. So with this, I've been sitting with it, and it takes me into that place, into the waters, into codes. It takes me into that place of connection. Because if it's already in you, then you're utilizing, you're touching something that you used to be a part of in other lifetimes. It's just a remembrance of that. And it just kind of like rings a bell on it. It's just like bing, just like boom, it brings it into focus for you. So I just want to really encourage those of you that are looking for a little bit more of connection, energy connection that you want to work with, and you want to kind of like boost yourself up in it. Now, this is the interesting thing about it because it's so good in working with the nervous system. When I hold it, it literally, you can feel the spiraling effect of it going up to the crown, all the way through the third eye, down into the throat, and it goes down and then comes back up, and then it goes shoo, 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 and then back up. Yeah. So it's worth every penny. It really is. It's worth it. So I really, really hope that those of you that are looking for something like that, you need something to kind of work with your nervous system, get that. The blue calcite, Caribbean calcite works with the nervous system too. It does the same thing. Your moss agate is another good one that works with your system on that. So if you're just having a lot of trying to keep your system in alignment and focus, that's what you want to start moving yourself into. And look for the stones that'll work with you. They're willing to work with you. So I'm going to pull the rune. I'm using my I didn't pull it before I clicked over. But yeah, and today is just kind of like one of those days where we're just kind of doing our thing and not running around doing too much. Went out, got some lemons, picked some cleavers, got some honey. Is that it? Nope, that's not it. I'm looking for the one. Oh, there it is. Got some honey, got some Luhan tea. So working with the body, Luhan tea is very good. And or monk fruit. That's what some of them call it, monk fruit. So this is our rune for today. There you go. Okay, that's our rune for today. So let's take a look-see. So working with that stone, working with the sphere, it has really been moving me into different spaces and spaces that I want to be into, like off the hook synchronicity type of stuff. We're in that window of all of this synchronicity, all this shifting that's happening. And I thought it was funny when I would go through and I'm seeing someone comes on and someone's talking about all the stuff going on in the sky. I'd just laugh and say, oh, it's just old technology coming down. And then somebody said it and I started cracking up. I was like, yeah, it's just old technology coming down. That's not supposed to be up there. And then next, there's going to be other crazy stuff because I was watching RoboCop 1, RoboCop 2. Didn't finish all of RoboCop 3 yet. Do I need to say anything? Right there in front of our eyes, I should say. Right there. And they even had, I think in RoboCop, was it 2 or 3, where there was a commercial, because they show commercials on the TV and everything, right? So in the movie, they're showing this commercial of, I just don't want to get in the sun because the sun, the ozone layer is gone. And then they do the advertisement. It says, this is where you're using the sun protection of 5,000. And I'm like, 5,000. And they show this jar of this blue, gooey, like, stuff that has like gold stuff in it, is blue. And they're smearing it on their skin and then laying out, and they're blue, laying out in the sun. And I just like, now I can lay out in the sun and not worry about getting burned. And I'm looking at this and I was like, OMG. And this movie was done in when? When was RoboCop coming out? When did RoboCop come out? 1980 something? Around there? I'm like, wow, this is crazy. Just to be watching it and see that. So with this rune, we have possessions of nourishment and cattle. The Faru is a rune of fulfillment, ambition, satisfied, love, share, rewards, received. It promises to nourishment from the worldly to the sacred and the divine, for it is the ancient principle, as above, so below, holds true. Then we are also here to nourish God. The rune calls for a deep probing, meaningful profit and gain in life. Look with care to wit, to know whether it is wealth or possessions you require for your well-being, or rather self-ruled and the growth of a will. So I thought this was really interesting how the energies are just accelerating to a point to where soon we're not going to be able to say time. We're breaking past all of that. And for me, a lot of the dimensional things that have been happening, a lot of interesting things that have taken place, I'm like, wow. Just really, all I can really say is pay attention to when you have your visits, pay attention to your dreams, pay attention to things that you're being encouraged to get or to be a part of or to step into. Pay attention to that. Hello, lovely. Pay attention, because when you get something like the stones, okay, when you're working with the stones, you're working with all the ancient codes inside. There's a reason why you'll be pushed to get something. Don't think about it as, oh, that's pretty. And said, no, because I literally was fighting getting one. I said, I'll just get the palm. That's what I started off with. But it kept pushing. And there's a reason why, because it's codes, it's holding, it's 360 degrees of all around you. You're in a sphere of light that you're working with when you work with this, versus something that is a tower that directs this energy to go straight up. When you're working with the spheres, it's all the way around, 360. What needs to come in? Your head is round, right? Yeah. There you go. So, and love, if you get yourself one, make sure if you are out and you're seeing one and it calls to you to get it, that's because it's linked to you through Lemuria. That's why that's with me. And it's kind of funny. It's talkative. I'll have it sitting off to the side and I'll feel this like, and like, what do you want? Oh, okay. Pick it up, and then it's like, boom, information. I got information from one of my friends. I got to call her today and tell her, hey, I know what's going on with you. You need to do this, and it's going to shift it. It's going to make a difference. All because it just came up just like that. Um, when I was watching, oh my gosh, when I was watching, this is gonna make you guys go, oh, that makes a lot of sense. When I was watching Assassin's Creed, I said, oh, let me watch Assassin's Creed. I love that movie. I love the music. I love all the things that they're doing. He has to go back through his ancestral bloodline DNA. Oh, thank you. Thank you for reminding me. This also works with your mitochondria. Mitochondria. DNA. So anyway, when I was watching Assassin's Creed, and he's got to travel through the DNA of his ancestry, okay? Because they're trying to find that apple. The apple to mankind to undo his free will, right? The mankind thing. I'm sorry, I have an issue with earrings not functioning right. So it's this energy there that he's got to solve it. He's got to go back and find out where the apple is. Okay. Now, during the time of the Templar Knights, okay, during the Spain invasion, all of that, in that era, they had these assassins that would go and take care of it and get that apple to go protect it and take out the bad people who were going to try to infiltrate it and then rule and use it. So I'm sitting here watching it, and I said, okay, he's traveling back to time. That's right, yeah. Then all of a sudden I get this huge info. A lot of times things that we see where somebody's getting taken off the planet, right? And they're going out and they're doing this. These are people who were old assassins back in the day. Wait for it. This is gonna make so much sense how this plays out. Okay, they made this movie to show you about Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed, the assassins have a code and they take a vow that they are going to protect whatever they need to protect humanity. Okay, when they go and do their thing. So their whole purpose is to take out the bad ones, right? What if, and it's not even a what if moment. It was so clear, it came down. I said, oh my God. When we talk about people, certain individuals that are going out and they're doing all this kind of taking people off the planet and they're hitting certain groups, they're going after certain people, that's because they are still holding up their vows as the coded assassin. Rather, they did it in the time of the 14th, 1300s, back in that time, as a knight, they're still holding the code. So, of course, when we're sitting here and we're like, oh, that's a terrible thing. This person went off and just did this, and took out all these people and or went and took this person out and fulfilling a soul contract. Fulfilling that vow. This is why it's so important to break those vows, because so many of us don't even realize we're still under some kind of vow that's keeping you locked into that timeline of when you said it. And the soul signature is still activated to it. So you get these people who are going out and they targeted someone, they know what that soul is. They still playing the game. They're still, oh, I know you from 1800s. Oh, I know you from the the 1600s, da 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 da. You were doing that then, and here you are in this timeline. Now you're doing it again. I found you. Boom, gone. It is no different. Might look a little younger and updated, but it's still the hunt, take them out type of energy. The same as it was back then to protect something. So I'm like, oh boy. When you get that drop thing, and I'm like watching, and I'm like, oh. So then when I'm watching RoboCop, and I started laughing because I remember back in the day when it first came out, I thought it was the coolest thing. Oh wow, it's RoboCop, he can reach you, and now I watch it from an awakened point of view. And when you watch it, OMG, sitting there, and I'm like, wow, look at this. They had the technology to make that because they wouldn't be showing it if they didn't have it. Oh, they had this really big, robust looking type of thing coming out, but it couldn't go down the stairs. It was trying to figure out how to go down the stairs, but it couldn't go down the stairs right. So it tumbles down the stairs and falls. And I'm like, and what is going on right now? They're supposedly be making a lot of these robots. So then that takes us into Terminator. And each time we get movies like this, it's a timeline that shows that it has already occurred. And now they're letting you see it on this dimension, because this dimension is going to catch up with that timeline sooner or later, which is bringing me to what's going on right now. Why we're all feeling kind of caliquamped, because we're getting into all these different type of timeline energies where we're seeing glimpses and pieces and things that we either were a part of or we have seen and we peeked into it and we're like, whoa, what was that I just saw? We're seeing this. And now it's just about connecting the dots. And this is why when you go back and you watch these older movies back in the 80s, back in the 90s, and you look at the coding and you say, holy crap-a-lola. And then you start comparing, you start looking, and you're saying, oh, this is where we are right now. Yeah. So the energy of even just working with the modality of what we do as spiral light practitioners has gone up a notch or two. And it's not even a notch or two. It's gone up tremendously, because there's things that just dropped in and says now it's going to accelerate and it's going to move with this, because the codes and the way the body is responding to the new energies that are coming in has to turn the key. And I'm like, so in our group, we had to go into this medicine of what's your soul name. Remember when I came and told you guys about how the wind had like an energy behind it, and it felt like there was like voice coming through the wind when it was really windy a month or so. It was really windy. I was like, damn, it was really windy. It was in February when all this craziness going into March. And remember when I said I heard it even when it said my name and what it was saying. And I said, huh. And I was trying to decipher, is that spirit talking to me? Not really. Because first of all, and this is where it gets good, spirit's not going to just call you by your name. That's other beings that'll say that. Or somebody who's playing in ether energy. And they going to test the grounds and see if they can do that. Oh yeah, you got some that like to play them games, see. But lucky for me, I'm always discernment. I'll talk about, but discernment. And then you'll see the timeline reveal of who said it, who sent it, who's the energy behind it. I see you so well. So when you see it, you know then, okay? When spirit is going to talk to you and it has something important to tell you, spirit knows your soul name, period. And that soul name is between you and Creator. And when you ask for it, you got to be ready to receive it. And don't get in your human head and try to decipher what that is or what that looks like. And I think I put Team of Light Rowan's teaching on what he was talking about. I think I put it in community. So you can go and check that out. And some got a little upset because they didn't get their name yet. And here's the thing. You got to enter into that elusive state where you're not trying to get it. You're just tapping into remembering it. You already have the name. You're not trying to get the name. You're just trying to tap into remembering it. Because that is a name that you're known by on other dimensions. Another dimension you, a higher you on other dimension, has a signature name to be on that dimension, what they're doing. Okay, just like you're on this dimension, you have the name that your parents gave you. But that's not really your name. It's not really your soul name. This is why in traditional ways, as true indigenous people, when someone is given their true indigenous name, is because that medicine woman or man of the tribe connects to get that and give it to that person, so they're living in their higher signature of themselves, their code, not a name that's made up from everybody else in the family that has some issues in their tissues. And you're walking around carrying it. Can you understand this when you get someone that says, oh, this is John Arthur the second. Oh, this is John Arthur the third. Oh, this is John Arthur the fourth. What is this? Heels have eyes? Keep it going? No. Everyone needs to break those contracts. Because when you get put into those categories, you're carrying that contract. Oh, it's on. It's on now, because it's all about, do you see it? Do you feel it? Do you see? Do you feel? Do you feel it? Because you're feeling it isn't going to steer you away from it. Your feeling is going to show you the truth, what you're feeling. Bypass all the stuff of what you're being shown and stuff, because is it real? Is it Memorex? Now you got to ask yourself that. Is it real? Is it Memorex? And as we keep moving forward, and it's already happening, I myself, just like many others, have said, when this summer comes in, get ready. People are already dropping out. In the grocery store just yesterday, and a lady was saying, yeah, we just had someone that was standing, and all of a sudden they just dropped and hit the floor. And somebody else had told me they were out and about. Somebody just dropped. I said, well, get ready, because there's not enough paramedics, ambulance, fire departments to be in all the places when people just start dropping. Now, here's the question, lovelies. And I want you to lean in for this one. Who's really dropping? Is it the real ones, or is it the inorganic ones? The ones that don't have the bio field to be here. They don't have the soul energy to be here. There's a difference. Soul is one's soul. Hey, how's it going? What's next? Yeah. You got to ask yourself. Oh, it's coming. It's already here. And there's not going to be no knock at the door. It's just going to be, you have mail. Clunk, that's it. Yeah. So get yourself prepared. Get your signature and find out. That is that medicine. If you need to travel into that, that's how you get your soul name. Is through the waters. It's through being still. It's through connecting with pieces that can help you do that. Okay. Some people, I feel sorry for them. They are dealing with a lot of stuff from the past and they can't get out of it. They're in the past looping of it. And they got friends that's attached to them that's keeping them there. Okay? In addictive behaviors. This is not the time to be addicted to something. Drugs, alcohol, pot. This is not a time. Because who's in your vessel? Who's driving? Who's in the vessel? Oh, did you check out? Okay, we're taking over now. It's not time. Not the time. So, yes, we are in the manifestation time. We are here. Hey, Mystic Healer. We are here. And so, this is where it gets busy. Right here. This is where we are right now. And if you're not following this calendar, I suggest you get into the program of following one, the 13 moon calendars. Get into it because this is how you get linked up to your synchronicities. Each one of these kins represents somebody, represents a time, synchronicity. Which one are you? Because if you don't know that you are the wizard, like me, you don't know when your energy and potency and your synchronicity is linked up for you. You can pull stuff in like nobody's business. But you got to know. That's why you go over to the lawoftime.com or .org, I should say .org. Pull that up, or the 13 moon. Pull it up, decode yourself, and find out who you are. That was a requirement in our medicine circle that will be taken down today at midnight. So it was a requirement that you had to know what your kin was because we're doing those 10 days of medicine, and it was plenty to do to make you move through stuff, to have you see things, to make you work at it. And let's see, are you going to show up every single day? Or are you going to drop the ball? Because you got to build momentum. And if you're dropping the ball and you're going backwards to go catch up, okay, you're losing the drive. You're losing the move. This is what, when we are building energy and manifesting something, you build the momentum in it. It's there. You got to build the charged energy to align with it. And I used the analogy with the group, and I said, look, it's like this. When you go into Pieology, you're going to go order a pizza. You walk in, behind the counter is the universe. Now, the universe wants to know, okay, what do you want? Well, what kind of crust do you want? So you pick your crust. What kind of base do you want? You pick your base. Then you're picking your veggies. Then you're picking all your meats and picking all of that. And then once you get it all onto your pizza, they take it and they push it into the oven. Now, the people behind the counter is the universe. And you walk up and you telling them what you want. And they are making it, they're following your command. They're doing it as you are saying it. It is no different than when you're dealing with ChatGPT or all these other Gemini and all these other ones. It's no different. Because if you don't prompt it right and you don't say it right and you don't command it right, you don't get what you're looking for. And I watched this happen in the group. It was so powerful because it was all about, it's like, walk in there, you're ordering your pizza, and then they give you a number because they want to sync up with you to make sure they can give it to you. And then when the pizza's done, they got number 13 on the pizza. They're looking for number 13. Oh, there's number 13. Here's your pizza. You just got delivered from the universe what you commanded to have. And there it is, in fruition, in your reality, a pizza, the way you wanted it. It is no different. We get stuck in our heads because we're thinking, oh, I gotta have it. All this thing has gotta come in on it. Yeah, no. Think of it as ordering a pizza. And what happens if it doesn't come out the way you want it? We had this happen in the group. I put the command out there and I said, okay, I want you to take your kin and I want you to ask for a digital of everything that deals with your kin and what you do and put it together. I wanted to see how clear they would be in their prompting and commanding. Because if you can get your commanding down, you can. Did it all day today, driving along. Green light, please. Green light. She's like, every time it turns green. Yes, because I'm commanding it so. I know what dimension I'm on. I know what time it is. Stay true, little one. Let's go. So I got to see this where one gets the picture, and when I saw it, I said, that ain't you. That's you playing it safe. That ain't you. Where's that ain't you. So then I said, well, it's like this. If you don't like the outcome of what you ordered, go back and rectify it. And I said these words, and this is true for everyone here. Do not settle. Stop settling. This is not the time. I'm just going to settle. This'll do. No. Don't be settling. Go back and get exactly what you're asking for. Because the universe isn't going to take it seriously until you take it seriously. Period. Sometimes you got to have a shout out match meeting and cuss everybody out to get shit done. And then the next thing you know, oh, that fell into place. Oh, that fell in. Somebody heard you. A lot of times our guys are sitting around there going, hey, did you see that game going on over there in New York lately? They're doing okay. Did you see that? You're getting ready to repeat that again. Oh, well, okay. You're not asking for any assistance. Okay. Yeah, you see that game? Wasn't that something? Yeah, don't worry about them. They're fine. They're not clear on what they're. Okay, hold on. Wait. You want, but you used a maybe. I gotta wait till they get clear. I can't function on a maybe. Come on, a maybe. What? And then they're going back in their conversations, and you're like, well, maybe I needed it. You done already messed it up by saying maybe. What is it? because now we're in the month of that. We're integrating medicine. And by the way, the young lady in the group, when she saw it, she went back and changed and came back with a kick-ass photo. And I said, now that is you. That is you. And it was just watching everyone get into that and that energy of it to find out if you could tap into that higher self of you and align yourself with that, what does it look like? So you can feel it. Man, when I got that name and I could hear it and I felt it, it was like, holy Toledo. And the synchronicity that came with my name was off the freaking chart. Now, being 60, I'm just like, okay, show me something I don't know. That was showing me something I freaking didn't know. And it was amazing. It was just the energy, just like, here she comes. And open the doors. And align. And let's bring this in. And it was like an orchestrated walking into a knowingness of connection and alignment that was so divinely aligned it could not be denied. Period. That's what it's like. So as I just sit there and I say to you these wonderful things like that, what is going through your mind right now? What's happening? What are you thinking of? Because we're in it now. So some of us are going to be integrating all that medicine that we got it. That's still momentum. And I'm telling you, don't drop the freaking ball, because we got May to step into, which is the liberation. So now we already did intention. Now we're doing the manifestation. So it's cultivating. It's in the ethers now. It's like, okay, it's like the cosmic mother. I can kind of see, if I was like the cosmic mother, I would be like, what did my child ask for? Let me give my child exactly what they seek, and let them own it and walk with it, and let them not have fear themselves at all. Let it be. Boo. If I was a cosmic mother, that's, I'd just be up there, just, you get a car, you get a house, I would be like, yeah. If I was the cosmic mother. Just saying. But I could just see and feel that. Do you see what I'm saying? So when you tap into that and you get into it, you're there. You're in it. And let this be like this little hub of energy that we're in right here. That Good Friday to, this is the mystery day. Now let's look at this on a story history of what we have been told around this time of other old timelines. Notice how I'm doing it. Now, let's match this up. So Good Friday was intention. What was the intention at the time when the person was up there being crucified? Was the intention. Now we are stepping into, after the body has come off, this is from the story that was told. Now the body comes down and the body's placed in a tomb of darkness. Okay, that would mean like cosmic ethers. which falls into today of acknowledgement of manifestation. And then it comes into the next day, which is the Easter, which is the rise. It shows itself as liberation. So why can't we take ourselves into this stage? We're in the ether part right now of what we set our intentions of, and now it's cultivating. It's stirring, it's coming in, it's coming into that space. And then once it comes up and it comes out, it is liberated in divine alignment with you. But you got to keep the momentum. You got to keep the space. You got to keep holding the knowingness that you're aligned. And it's going to show up in a very unique way. But here's the kicker, and it's the test for all of us. Some of us have just lost that trust in the universe because we're seeing all this stuff outside of us, all this hoopla, all this, we're seeing all this stuff. And it's making your mind go, I don't know what's going on. Maybe we are going to go through an apocalypse time. All this crazy stuff comes through your mind. What's real anymore? Nobody knows. But then you got to sink into that one thing. And all the elders always tell you the same story over and over and over. You got to trust the universe. You got to trust the great mystery. You got to trust the source. You got to trust the divine. That it's going to show up in a way that you didn't see coming because you don't want to limit it by your beliefs of what it should look like or what you think it should look like. So now we're in the cultivating of all of this energy. What is it going to look like in liberation? And that's the part that we all sit back and you just say, oh, yeah, got this. Now we're in the cultivating. We already set the intentions. We already know what it is. We already know what we're aligning ourselves with. Now we're just waiting to see how it's going to show up. How it's going to really be. And a lot of times, manifestation is not about manifestation. It's just about aligning yourself with something that you already cultivated. But you just didn't give yourself the worthiness or the kudos to have it. Forget about all the outside stuff of manipulations. That is not ours to be doing anyway. That system is falling. And for some of us, I don't know about you guys, but I do everything that I possibly can to hold my tongue when I go into a store and I'm buying things and they get your money and they got to run it through the machine. And I start laughing. And they said, why do you laugh? I said, because it doesn't matter. That money's not real anyway. What are you really checking for? Well, as if it's counterfeited. It's been counterfeited. It's not real. It's just there's some people in a government saying that it is, but they're counterfeiting it because it's not real. Anyway, it takes a lot of strength for me not to go off and do that. I just can't be purple shocking people's brain tissues every time when I go out. I'm waking you up. You've been asleep too long. Snap out of it. Oh, you're going to be my next one. Yeah, I'm going to bring you out of that. It's just those things. All right, lovelies. I hope you understand that today is a good day. We're in the 4-4. We're in that, got an 8 energy, but then we got that 1. It brings it into that 9 energy. But still, when you look at the 9, if you flip that 9 on its side, kind of lay it down, it kind of just like has that curve, that 9. Kind of looks like a spiral, doesn't it? But what do we have to bring to an ending today? What's that the ending thought that you don't want to keep running a cycle on? And then tomorrow brings it into that 1 energy. Oh, I'm sorry. Is that the liberation? They know it as resurrection. But isn't that liberation also? I'm just saying. I'm just looking at the words. I'm just trying to piece the pieces together. I'm just looking at the vibration and the frequency. Yeah. So, if you are Lemurian from the past, oh, I'm getting goosebumps. Here we go. And you need to tap into what you left in the past, like an Assassin's Creed, but you're not assassinating anything. You're just going in to remember. Maybe you need to get that connection. Yeah. And work with it. You don't get hits and bumps and stuff and ideals and things like that coming to you for no reason. When it comes and it shows up, it's a reason why, because that timeline is coming on you. Just order my sphere. I'm so sorry. I'm a part of your addiction issues. But it's medicine that's needed. I friend of mine, I tell her, I said, I need to call you as backup. And she goes, why? I was like, because I see something that's calling me. Can't you ignore it? No, I can't ignore it. You're pointing to ignore. I feel a connection. Now, here's the thing. We're all going to feel these connections because our crystalline body is kicking off. And if you've been having problems in your fascia, well, let me just help you here. You got to gua sha. You got to gua sha yourself. You got to take something and start moving that fascia, because in that fascia, I told you before, as that plasmic charged light comes in and it's just like has signatures flying through this. Oh, you, choom. And then you get hit with that code. You're like, oh, my back. Oh, my knee. Oh, my neck. Oh, something's out of sync. Oh, all that stuff. That fascia has to let go of something. And the fascia say, oh, no, I got this wrapped up. I'm not going anywhere. No, you don't understand. I've been here for 10 to 15 years holding that memory of when Tommy fell off the stool, goofing off with his flying plane thing. Yeah, the sit bone, yeah, the back, yeah, no. Hip, yeah, no. I'm the fascia. I remember. I hold the memory. That's why I make sure people buy memory foam beds, so they can hold the memory in their bodies and it hurts. That's what memory foam is. So what happens when you start gua shaing and you start breaking that up, you're using those gua sha tools, you know, you can use. Let me show you. Because if I don't show it, everybody, I'll be like, stop it. You can keep it simple. So you got a gua sha. Okay, everyone's doing the neck because the lymph, that fascia is like taking, here's the fascia, here's the muscle. And you're trying to, okay? So when you break up the fascia, I am doing a lot here teaching today. I hope you'll understand. You're breaking it up. And when you're doing that, the fascia is saying, what the hell are you doing? I need to stay tight. Don't you understand? I need to restrict here because I got cellular memory here. And you are just trying to erase it. Put a little bit of oil on that unless you're going to do it with soap and water. And you're just trying to erase that. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, that's an injury that you have. What are you doing? Oh, you've been feeling a little stiff and a little sluggish and a little puffy here. What are you doing? But then when you want to go in and see, you're going to go in and you're going to say, oh, I'm going to do it with a little love. Yeah, or a little jade. Jade is very healing too. They come in aventurine, jade, all kind of different colors, but this is love. But when you really want to get down to it, you bring up the one and only Orthoceras. That's millions and millions and millions of years old. That's going to get down into millions and millions and millions of years old of cellular memory passed from generation to generation through the DNA. It's going to say, I'm going to dive deep. I'm going to go because I'm ancient. And I'm going to go in there and I'm just going to take that crap right out of there. Yeah, I'm going to get it. And when it does, when you break all that up, after you get that, and you go in and you break that up, all that puffiness, you break it up, you break it up, the blood starts flowing and it starts regenerating because this goes deep. Emotionally, you will release whatever the hell you've been holding on to. For a lot of us, it's a lot of guilt and shame over something we did or didn't do or become something that we didn't do. And we're feeling bad about it because we went a different direction to do something else. So, Orthoceras. And when you get something like this is great for all massage therapists being in that world that I do of holistic massage work. And I'm working on people and I take this to their body and I just go to town on it. Yeah, they walk out like feeling like they don't know who the hell they are because I just took them deep beyond themselves. This will do that. This will work that out. So don't be surprised if you start crying and having issues in your tissue just leave all of a sudden. You're like, oh, that'll be why. Okay. So with that being said, let's dive into the reads because I am looking forward to having a stuffed potato and drinking my Luhan tea. So let's take a look. I'm going to give you a shaman's dream card as a collective here in our Be So Light tribe. Please like and subscribe. Thank you for the thumbs up. Woo! Let's just keep it going. Okay, so I'm going to pull a card for the Dream Shaman. But yeah, just keep it moving. Don't get caught up. We got so much energy that's going to take place. And I'm really feeling another huge shift of energy coming in. I'm seeing an 8 in the next 8 days. Maybe on the 8th or 8 days. Okay, let's look at visions of soul, meditation, and the portal cards. Vision of the soul. Okay, we got that. This is a 4/4 portal day. Let's look at soul contracts. So now you're probably going to look at that movie, Assassin's Creed, differently. I think it was on Tubi. It's free. You're going to look at that movie differently now. You're going to say, yeah. And you might have to think about, do you have any contracts out there that might be sitting on you in a way you don't know it? Because remember, we all trade out. You know, we've all been the baddie or the goodie. You know, we've all been different, all the different races. All of us have done that. How do you think you got your soul to be so old the way it is? Shaman star cards. Yeah, I need to call my friends in to help me not go overboard. Getting things. And I'm like, oh, wow. And I'm getting it for a reason. Okay, the transcendent one. This one's kind of going to be a little different because these are the cards that when you put them all together, it makes one big picture. And it's like the great tree. Oak tree. It's really cool. Activation of poetry, transcendent. And it's the transcendent group. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. It's got some really cool stuff in it. All right, let's take a look-see. Let's take a look-see. Let's see what the soul contract says. Mirror of the cosmos. Look at that. The universe mirrors you. Look into the reflection to uncover your true essence. Inner reflection, self-awareness, and soul's mirror. I love it. Now that is about looking, the universe will mirror back to you exactly what you're doing. So just like ChatGPT, well, if that's not what I asked for, okay, then Chat's going to be like, I'm sorry, I misunderstood. Can we get a clarification? You know, here is our soul. This is the soul light. It says the divine rising, number 25. Soul, divine rising. We are rising. We are rising. That's pretty. Look at the colors. Look at that. The activations. All of this is taking place in us on such a high cosmic level. The shaman one that says for the stars is about our health, taking care of ourselves, taking care, staying grounded, staying in that healing place. You know, if your crystals are out talking to you, listen to them. And then the one that we said, void, the void is the bloom. The void is the bloom. The void is the bloom. Look how precise that is. We got the black, what is being created, void, where we are in the manifestation right now. And here's your dream. This is the horn cactus, resourcefulness. The horn cactus. Sometimes things could be a little bit sticky. Resourcefulness. Let's look this one up. It's number 29. Blooming through resilience, resourcefulness, and discovery. Yes, blooming through resilience, resourcefulness, and discovery. This is where the mystery of everything is that takes the place of the heart. This journey is only temporary, and you will soon be met with the greener pastures. But first, you must acknowledge your inner strength and the test of here. The cactus is resilient and resourceful. Isn't that true? It can be 120 degrees out in the desert, and a cactus is still standing there like, hi, how you doing? Yeah, it's hot. No worries, I'm still going to be standing here. Today, tomorrow, on and on. The cactus. Cactus medicine. All right, lovelies. I have delivered. I have shared. I have motivated you on this day. So those of you that were in the medicine group, we're going into integration period. Do not drop the ball. That doesn't mean to get comfortable. Stay in the motivation of it. Those of you that didn't have an opportunity to come in, you will be more than likely going into the next set. But I am very, very picky. But I don't have to really be picky because signal, you got to be on the frequency. You really do. You got to be on the frequency to be in the group. And if you're not in it, you're going to have all kind of problems trying to set up, you're trying to get connected, trying to be in there. Yeah, signals is exactly what it is. You got to be in the frequency to be in it. Yep, it definitely is that. All right, lovelies, be good to yourself. I hope you enjoy yourself. Be in your intention, your void, in the ethers, into manifestation. And then tomorrow, step into a liberation of the resurrection of the self. Much love to all of you. Thank you so much for joining me here on Be Soul Light. Stay in your light. We got this. I know you do.